We're in the capital of Malawi, in Lilongwe, and in this video I'm going to be looking at filming some of the birds you can find here in the residential gardens. Let's start off with a little seed eater, the blue waxbill. A small waxbill with a pinkish bill. They are generally found in a mixed flock with other seed eaters. The blue waxbill being the most common. They are heard and seen all throughout the day. A red-billed firefinch. Distinguished from other firefinch species by its red-colored bill and yellow eye ring. This male is getting ready for the season, where nest building is a priority. That is one sizable piece of twine, Mr. Firefinch. The male is a bright red, where the female is a brown with a red bill and tail. But both male and female has white spots. Staying close to the thicket for cover, this green-winged patella male has a striking red face, as if he had just been to the Holy Festival and dipped his face in some red goodness. Both male and female share the black and white belly pattern. However, the female lacks the red face. Often heard first and then taken some time to see. He has a pretty lengthy crest, and he uses the dense canopy as camouflage, the scarlet turco. He's definitely a highlight to the gardens here in Lilongwe. It truly is such a beautiful bird. I was lucky enough to watch them share some food. They spend a lot of their time eating fruits and calling high up in the trees. And when they are done with the tree, you will see a flash of red. Unfortunately, I was unable to capture their beautiful red underwings. Unfortunately, the blue-spotted wood dove is quite shy. Their call is somewhat relaxing. It always reminds me of the bush, especially when it's really, really hot. This little guy really spends time close to the ground, the yellow-breasted opalis. The yellow breast and black dot makes it easy to identify, and they do favour the subtropical climates. This little guy has grown a lot for the mango leaf. I guess fun is what you make of it. Oh yeah, and check out those lice. Those mango leaves do look smooth enough for a slide. So yeah, why not? Now that we have to invest in a new bird book again, the African yellow white-eye has had a name change to the northern yellow white-eye, and we are now looking at the southern yellow white-eye. They are bright yellow and have a characteristic white eye ring, almost as if they're wearing glasses to see how many times their name will change. A busy little feathered friend that is always on the hunt for small invertebrates, fruit or nectar. They're also very tame to some intermediate gymnastics. Better than I would do, I suppose. These guys you will hear from afar approaching the garden. The green wood hoopoe. The green hoopoe visits the garden in a small group. They fly from tree to tree, crawling all over the bark of trees looking for a snack, using their long red bill to hook the invertebrates who live under the bark. A perching professional. The southern black flycatcher. Like all flycatchers, they would sit and wait for their prey to pass by or dive onto, easily confused with the drongo, as they may imitate them. Both drongo species has a red eye. This flycatcher has a black eye. The flycatcher has a square-cut tail and feeds mainly on insects. Enjoying the breeze from a close-by water source, the African pied wagtail prefers to be close to water and is a river dweller. The pool is having some maintenance, and the leftover waters is just enough to cool off some of those flight feathers. And after a lovely bath, preening the feathers begins. The arrow-marked babbler. Named after the white markings on the tip of the throat feathers, they seem to resemble arrowheads. These babblers are gregarious. Their numbers at the time reach 15. Young arrow-mock babblers have brown eyes, but the adults have red eyes. I'm not sure what these guys are up to. If you have a chance, just look at every individual. One wants to build a nest, the other wants to mate, and some just looking for a little wrestle. Just a playful bunch of babblers. And they do love a bit of grooming. I'm pretty sure that every garden is home to a white-browed robin chat. He's the master of the shadows to the understory, where he searches for grub and sings his melodious call. Just because you're a kingfisher, that doesn't mean you always go fishing. Part of the halcyon kingfisher is the brown-hooded kingfisher. He prefers the woodland, where there are plenty of insects, and that is his main diet. And he is only after one thing: crickets. Looking very chuffed, Mr. Kingfisher. A lot of times in your garden you won't be seeing any birds, but with birding you just need a little bit of patience. Birds will come. A lot of things that I do sometimes, I grab a chair and then I sit down in one corner of the garden and I just wait.